Hi, friends. It's time to do our next reading for the Jungle Book story. Let's see. We need to go to page 12. Okay. Kaa's hunting. Now, Kaa is a snake. It's a great big snake. So let's see. Mowgli lived a wonderful life among the wolves. When he was not playing, he sat out in the sun and slept, and then ate and slept again. When he felt dirty or hot, he swam in the forest pools. Baloo was delighted to have Mowgli as a pupil, for Mowgli was a quick learner. Baloo taught young Mowgli all kinds of things, like the hunting calls, and how to climb, and how to get honey without being stung. I am teaching Mowgli the master woods, Baloo told Bagheera one day. He can now ask for help from all the jungle people if he remembers the words. I am more likely to give help than to ask for it, said Bagheera, admiring his sharp talons. Still, I should like to hear them. Baloo called to Mowgli, who was sulking under a tree. Baloo had to be stern when he taught, for the law of the jungle is serious business. That day, Mowgli had grown tired of his teacher's proddings. I come for Bagheera, not for you, fat old Baloo, grumbled Mowgli. I do not care, said Baloo, although he was hurt. Tell Bagheera the master words. First, for the birds. We are of one blood, you and I, Mowgli whistled and chirped. Very good, said Baloo. Now for the snake people. We are of one blood, Mowgli answered with a great hissing. Then he jumped on Bagheera's back and made faces at Baloo. One of these days, Mowgli exclaimed, I will have my own tribe, and we will throw branches and dirt at you, Baloo. Woof! Baloo's big paw swooped Mowgli from Bagheera's shoulder. Mowgli, have you been talking with the monkey people? Answer me honestly. One day, after you scolded me, the gray apes came down from the trees and said they wanted to be my friends, Mowgli sniffed. Baloo's voice rumbled. Man cub, I have taught you the laws of all the jungle people except for the monkey people. This is because they have no law. They are foolish boasters and they are forbidden. Far up in the trees, a group of monkeys chattered. One told the others how he had seen Mowgli weave sticks into a shelter. This was something the monkey people did not know how to do. Then one of them had an idea. If they capture Mowgli, they can make him their teacher. When it was time for a nap, Mowgli lay down between his friends and fell asleep. The next thing he knew, he felt hands on his legs and arms, strong, hairy hands. Then he was staring down through swaying branches. The monkeys howled with triumph as they swung away with Mowgli. The flight of the monkey people was incredible. The monkeys swung recklessly from tree to tree up to 100 feet above the ground. Two of them held Mowgli under his arms, and they went. Mowgli was both sick and giddy from their speed. From the tops of the trees, he could see for miles across the jungle. As exciting as this was, Mowgli became angry. More than once he thought the monkeys would drop him. Looking up and away, Mowgli saw Chill and Kite soaring nearby. Mowgli whistled and Chill dropped down to investigate. "We are of one blood, you and I," Mowgli called, using the master words for the birds. "Who are you, friend?" whistled Chill. "I am Mowgli. Tell Baloo and Bagheera where I go." Mowgli shrieked as the monkeys dipped back below the treetops. Chill rocked on his wings and watched. Meanwhile, Bagheera and Baloo had lost sight of Mowgli. "Whoo!" moaned Baloo. "Put dead bats on my head. I am miserable." He clasped his head and rolled on the ground. "You are acting like a porcupine," scolded Bagheera. "Let us think of a plan." "I am a fool," said Baloo, sitting up. "The monkey people do not fear us because we cannot move through the trees. But there is one who they do fear. Let's find Kaa." This is Kaa. Baloo and Bagheera soon found Kaa the python, stretched out on a warm ledge, looking shiny and splendid, with the 30 feet of his body twisted into great muscular loops. Baloo stepped up to Kaa and sat down. "Good hunting," cried Baloo. "Good hunting to us all," the snake answered sleepily. "Is there game afoot?" "We are hunting," Baloo said casually. "Then allow me to come with you." "I am so big now that a branch snapped during my last hunt. My tail was not wrapped around the tree, and the noise of my falling woke the monkey people. They called me evil names. Yes, like Footless, Yellow Earthworm," said Bagheera under his whiskers, as though he were trying to remember something. "They call me that," demanded Kaa. "Oh, yes," said Bagheera. Then Bagheera cut to the point. "The trouble is this, Kaa. Those pickers of palm leaves have stolen away our man cub. He is the best and boldest and my own pupil," said Baloo. "We love him, Kaa." "I too know what love is," said Kaa. "These monkeys are foolish and careless. We must remind them who their masters are." "Look up," cried a voice above them. The three looked up and saw Chill. That's the bird that Mowgli talked to. They saw Chill swooping overhead. "I have seen a man cub," whistled Chill. "He asked me to find you. The monkeys have taken him to the cold lairs." Few of the jungle people went to the cold lairs. It was an ancient, deserted city buried deep in the jungle. "Thank you, Chill," cried Baloo. The kite wheeled away into the afternoon sun. "We must go quickly," said Bagheera. With that he set off into the jungle at a brisk canter. Kaa matched his speed, slithering powerfully along the ground. Baloo soon fell behind, panting. He promised to catch up as soon as he could. The monkeys dragged Mowgli into the cold lairs. In the late afternoon, the monkeys called their city, yet they did not know how the buildings were meant to be used. They would sit in the king's throne and scratch for fleas, or they would explore, but would immediately forget where they had just been. The city's battlements were tumbled down, and vines hung from the windows of the now roofless palace. But even in ruin, it was still splendid. The monkeys put Mowgli on a white marble terrace. He could not help laughing as they began to tell him how wise they were. The monkeys gathered by the hundreds to listen to each other. "We are great," they shouted. "We are the most wonderful people of the jungle. We all say so, so it must be true." The monkeys shouted and danced all afternoon, swinging, catching each other by the arms. Mowgli kept silent, sure that they were all crazy. Daylight faded as the monkeys lounged around him in circles, 50 or 60 deep, jabbering. Mowgli wondered how the night would end. Suddenly, he heard Bagheera's light feet on the terrace. Without warning, the Black Panther began striking left and right at the monkeys with his powerful paws. There were howls of fright and rage. Then Bagheera tripped on the wriggling bodies beneath him. "There is only one. Attack him!" screamed the monkeys. Biting and pulling, a mass of monkeys closed over Bagheera. Mowgli thrashed his 6 monkeys, pulled him away. They tossed him into a ruined summer house. Through a hole in the doomed roof where the entrance was blocked, and he could not climb out. Then from another wall rose a bear's roar. Old Baloo had arrived. He jumped on a trio of monkeys and gave them a big bear hug. With a whoosh, the air rushed from their lungs and they collapsed. Baloo waded into the next wave, throwing monkeys this way and that. But the monkeys kept coming. Soon the panther was trapped in a corner, and the bear was covered by furious monkey people. Mowgli's heart beat in his throat. Then out of nowhere came Kaa. A python can strike a blow with his head like a battering ram. A python 4 or 5 feet long can knock a man down. Kaa was 30 feet and a half of pure muscle. Kaa was 30 feet long, a half ton of pure muscle. Kaa delivered his first blow to the crowd around Baloo. Monkeys flew everywhere. The monkeys have feared Kaa for generations, so they scattered, chattering with terror. Baloo sighed with relief and helped Mowgli from his prison. But Kaa was not done. He opened his mouth and spoke one long hissing word. Up in the trees, on the walls, and on the broken buildings, the monkeys froze where they were. It was eerily silent in the cold lairs. The python turned to look at Mowgli. "Mowgli, this is Kaa, to whom we owe our lives," said Bagheera. We are of one blood, you and I, said Mowgli respectfully. If you are ever hungry, I will hunt for you, O great Kai. I will repay the debt I owe to you. Thanks, little brother, said Kai, his eyes twinkling. You have a brave heart and a courteous tongue. Now, it grows late. Before we go, I must attend to one last piece of business. Kai glided to the center of the terrace. He snapped his jaws. Now Monkey People begins to dance of Kai. You will not forget that Kai is your master. Humming one note, the python turned in a big circle, weaving his head from left to right. Then he began making loops and figure eights. Then came soft, oozy triangles that melted into squares and other fantastic shapes. Kai never stopped moving, never stopped his hum. Mowgli watched in wonder. Monkey People, can you move? Asked the voice of Kai. The monkeys were frozen, their eyes glazed. No, O Kai, they whispered in unison. Good, said Kai. Come one pace toward me. Hypnotized, all the monkeys took one step forward. Baloo and Bagheera felt Kai's magic too, and swayed on their feet. Mowgli put his hands on their shoulders to wake them. Together, the three of them turned away as they left the cold lairs. They heard Kai command the monkeys never to bother the man cub again. Uh-oh, guys. Do you see what's happening? And this page flips out. So I'm not going to open it because it's going to start the next page, the next story. But it's going to flip out like this instead of turn. So when we come back, we will be on the next story. I hope that you enjoyed this one and that you will go back and listen to the first one and this one so you can stay up to where we are in our classic tale of the Jungle Book. And I will see you again on Friday because today is Wednesday and I'm usually here on Wednesday and then Friday and then again Sunday. So I'll see you soon and I want you to be good and I want you to be kind. And I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.